Look closely at the spiral of a dying galaxy, the precise geometry of a hurricane, or the dark, repeating patterns hidden within human DNA. Have you ever stopped to feel the quiet, unsettling intuition that the physical world around you is not real? What if the universe you touch, see, and bleed in is not a natural creation at all, but a self-generating holographic prison, a frequency cage held together by an invisible mathematical grid designed to keep human consciousness endlessly looping in decay? When the legendary inventor Nikola Tesla unlocked the fundamental architecture of this reality, he did not just stumble upon a cool scientific discovery. He peered directly through the iron bars of the simulation and gazed into the eye of the machine. Before his mysterious death in a desolate New York hotel room, Tesla issued a cryptic warning that still sends chills through the hidden corridors of suppressed science. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. Why did one of the most brilliant minds in human history claim that a simple set of numbers held the absolute master key to all existence? And why, the very moment his heart stopped beating, did armed federal agents from the government's Alien Property Custodian Office raid his suite, confiscating decades of classified theoretical papers, scalar wave schematics, and forbidden frequency research? What did Tesla find in the dark? Today, we are stripping away the sanitized, mainstream version of physics to venture into the deepest, most terrifying depths of reality. We are uncovering the vortex geometry of creation, the suppressed scalar experiments of Colorado Springs, the dark connection to military time distortion projects, and the Gnostic secret of the 369 matrix. Listen carefully to every single word of this video, because by the time we reach the end, you will possess a step-by-step mental protocol designed to break through the energetic illusion of this realm and align your awareness directly with the non-physical source code of the cosmos. The physical prison loop and the Archontic circuit. To understand why the numbers 3, 6, and 9 carry such transcendent, almost terrifying power, you must first confront the terrifying nature of the physical plane you currently inhabit. Look at how everything in our material reality grows, reproduces, and dies. Biologically, life begins with a single cell that splits into 2, 2 split into 4, 4 into 8, 8 into 16, 32, 64, and onward. Mathematically, this process represents the law of physical doubling, a rigid, linear progression of multiplication. If you reduce any number in this physical doubling sequence back down to its single-digit root, an eerie, unnatural pattern emerges. 1 becomes 2. 2 becomes 4. 4 becomes 8. 8 doubles to 16, which reduces to 7. 16 becomes 32, which reduces to 5. 32 becomes 64, which reduces back to 1. And the loop restarts. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. This mathematical sequence is the fundamental operating system of the physical realm. It is an unbroken, inescapable, closed circuit. It is the energetic blueprint of decay, the exact mathematical loop that governs biological aging, the recycling of cellular matter, emotional suffering, and the endless wheel of reincarnation. In ancient Gnostic texts discovered hidden in dark Egyptian caves, mystics spoke of this dense physical realm not as a paradise created by a loving God, but as an energetic prison constructed by false architects, parasitic entities known as archons. These entities design the material universe to operate on a continuous loop of consumption, where living beings must destroy and consume other living beings just to maintain their temporary physical forms. Every time you try to change your life using pure physical effort, willpower, or brute force, you are attempting to manipulate the physical shadow within this closed 6-digit loop. You are pushing solid matter against solid matter inside a prison cell, completely unaware that the lock, the key, and the jailer exist outside the walls altogether. Look closely at the numbers that drive the physical doubling sequence. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. Do you notice what is terrifyingly missing from the physical code? The numbers 3, 6, and 9 are completely absent. They do not participate in the physical loop of decay. They do not double. They do not split. They do not degrade. They exist outside the physical cage, a higher dimensional vector grid projecting the holographic illusion of matter from an unseen dimension above. The engines of duality and the horror of the unmoving 9. If the physical doubling loop is the prison wall, then the numbers 3, 6, and 9 represent the projector lens high above, beaming the holographic simulation into solid reality. To grasp how this projection works, we must examine the hidden geometry of energy fields, a concept modern science has spent decades trying to suppress. Energy in the universe never moves in flat, static lines. It moves in a continuous, dynamic, self-sustaining vortex known as a torus field. Look at the magnetic field surrounding planet Earth, shielding us from cosmic radiation. Look at the electromagnetic pulse radiating from the human heart. Look at the terrifying, swirling eye of a black hole consuming light itself. All of these phenomena are shaped like a spinning donut, a centered vortex where energy continuously plunges into the core, erupts outward, and recycles through itself. Within this spinning vortex of reality, two distinct non-physical forces are trapped in a perpetual, high-speed dance. These forces are represented by the numbers 3 and 6. The 3 and the 6 act as the twin energetic engines of our dualistic world. They are the cosmic ping-pong match that maintains the illusion of time and space, positive and negative, light and dark, electricity and magnetism, birth and death, expansion and contraction. The number 3 represents the outgoing projection, the explosive, creative pulse that thrusts thought into form. The number 6 represents the magnetic counterpole, the gravitational abyss that draws energy back into density, stabilizing it into physical matter. Together, 3 and 6 create the rhythmic heartbeat of the simulation. They keep the pendulum swinging. They create the illusion that time is moving forward, forcing human consciousness to swing back and forth between hope and despair, pleasure and agony. As long as your mind is caught in the dualistic tension between 3 and 6, you remain a battery feeding the energetic machinery of this realm. But standing silently above this chaotic, dualistic ping-pong match is a number so dark, so absolute, and so geometrically sacred that it defies the very laws of physical nature. The number 9. In the mathematics of vortex physics, 9 never moves. It never shifts its position, never yields to lower frequencies, and never merges into duality. No matter how you multiply the number 9, no matter how vast or complex the resulting figure becomes, the digital root of the answer always, without exception, collapses back into 9. 9 multiplied by any number in existence inevitably returns to itself. It is the absolute singularity. It is the unmoving eye of the cosmic hurricane, the silent void, the omniscient observer hovering above the simulation. While 3 and 6 drive the relentless, exhausting ping-pong match of physical duality, 9 is the quiet, terrifying abyss holding the entire holographic construct together. It is the origin point from which all light was birthed, and the cosmic black hole into which all physical reality must eventually be swallowed. Suppressed scalar science and the Colorado Springs nightmares. This cosmic architecture was not just a theoretical philosophy to Nikola Tesla, it was an actionable, physical reality that he harnessed with terrifying precision. In the late summer of 1899, Tesla built an isolated, wooden laboratory in the desolate high desert of Colorado Springs. Far away from the prying eyes of corporate financiers and government spies, he erected a massive, towering metal mast topped with a giant copper sphere, connected to a colossal, custom-built high-voltage transformer known as a magnifying transmitter. Tesla was not merely studying artificial lightning. He had discovered that the Earth's core is an active, vibrating electrical engine, enveloped by an ionospheric shield that acts as a giant spherical capacitor. He realized that the Earth possesses a precise resonant frequency, a natural electromagnetic heartbeat vibrating through the ground beneath our feet. By tuning his massive transmitters to exact mathematical subharmonics of the 369 grid, Tesla did something that mainstream history books have desperately tried to erase. He sent massive electrical currents deep into the Earth's crust, causing the planet's natural charge to bounce back and forth between the poles, building in amplitude with every single pass. He created standing scalar waves, invisible, non-Hertzian energy fields that do not diminish with distance. During one fateful midnight experiment, as the ground beneath his boots vibrated with terrifying intensity and artificial lightning arcs over 100 feet long ripped through the desert night sky, Tesla tapped directly into the planet's raw 369 Vortex grid. He powered bank after bank of light bulbs stuck directly into the desert soil over 26 miles away, without using a single strand of wire. He had unlocked free, wireless, limitless energy for every human being on Earth. More terrifyingly, however, Tesla realized that by modulating these scalar fields, he could alter localized gravitational forces, project destructive energetic beams across thousands of miles, and even manipulate human brainwave frequencies on a global scale. He had tapped into the master operating controls of the physical simulation. When Tesla returned to New York, his primary financial backer, the ruthless banking tycoon J.P. Morgan, realized the existential threat Tesla posed to the global monetary system. If energy could be pulled directly out of the thin air and ground using the Earth's natural 369 resonance, electrical meters would become useless. Oil empires would collapse overnight. Global control grids would dissolve. Morgan instantly severed Tesla's funding, ensured his name was smeared in the press, and systematically dismantled his colossal Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island, smashing it into scrap metal. Tesla was forced into isolation, branded an insane eccentric, and monitored day and night by Secret Service operatives. On January 7, 1943, when Tesla breathed his last breath alone in room 3327 of the Hotel New Yorker, a room number whose digits ironically reduced to the sacred triad, agents from the federal government's Alien Property Custodian Office swept into the room within hours. They bypassed his surviving family members, sealed off the floor, and confiscated every wooden trunk, theoretical notebook, military schematic, and laboratory journal Tesla owned. Those documents were classified under the highest levels of national security. Because Tesla had not just invented radio and alternating current, he had unlocked the scalar mechanics used in dark military projects, such as the infamous Philadelphia experiment, where high-frequency electromagnetic fields were applied to naval vessels, accidentally bending the space-time continuum, rendering ships invisible, and tragically fusing the living bodies of sailors directly into the steel bulkheads of the ship hulls. The military realized that the 369 frequency grid was capable of tearing the fabric of 3D reality apart. The acoustic architecture of sacred space and time. The suppressed scalar power of 3, 6, and 9 is not just confined to classified military laboratories. It is quietly woven into every single parameter of your daily physical existence, keeping your mind trapped in a pre-programmed acoustic and temporal cage. Look at how human civilization measures the passage of time. A day is structured into 24 hours, which reduces to 6. An hour is divided into 60 minutes, which reduces to 6. A minute is divided into 60 seconds, which reduces to 6. There are 86,400 seconds in a day, a number that reduces directly to 9. There are 1,440 minutes in a daily cycle, a number that reduces directly to 9. There are 525,600 minutes in a calendar year, a number that reduces directly to 9. This temporal framework was not randomly invented by ancient Babylonian astrologers. It was inherited from advanced pre-flood civilizations who understood that time itself is an artificial frequency matrix. By dividing the day into precise mathematical intervals based on 3, 6, and 9, the human biological clock is forced to tick in sync with the energetic frequency of the planet's atmospheric capacitor. Even ancient acoustic sound frequencies, such as the sacred solfeggio scale utilized in ancient Gregorian chants, Tibetan singing bowls, and Vedic mantras, were engineered using these exact numerical harmonics. Frequencies like 396 Hz, 417 Hz, 528 Hz, 639 Hz, 741 Hz, and 852 Hz do not exist merely to create pleasing acoustic sounds. When these specific sound waves pass through physical matter, they instantly alter the geometric structure of water molecules, force sand grains on a metal plate to organize into complex sacred mandalas, and shift human brainwave patterns out of stressed beta states and into hyperreceptive alpha and theta states. The modern world, however, systematically abandoned these natural harmonic scales. In the mid-20th century, global broadcasting standards were intentionally shifted away from natural cosmic tuning and locked into an artificial concert pitch of 432 Hz down to 440 Hz. This subtle, artificial pitch deviation creates micro-disharmony in the human nervous system, subtly inducing chronic subconscious anxiety, emotional fragmentation, and mental exhaustion. You are walking through a dense, unseen fog of synthetic acoustic frequencies designed to keep your consciousness detached from the Master 369 creation grid. The Astral Fracture Protocol. How do you break free from this low-frequency prison? How do you stop acting as a passive, helpless battery inside the simulation, fighting physical shadows with physical effort, and start operating directly on the non-physical source code of your reality? Nikola Tesla revealed the foundational key when he said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." Most human beings fail when attempting to alter their lives or manifest their intentions because they try to force change through dense physical action alone. They fight solid matter with solid matter, pushing against the closed 6-digit loop of 1-2-4-8-7-5. They are trying to alter the shadow on the wall by grabbing the shadow itself, completely ignoring the high-frequency projector mounted above them. To rewrite the software of your personal reality matrix, you must bypass the physical doubling loop entirely and issue your commands directly from the non-physical vector grid of 3, 6, and 9. This requires a precise, non-physical mental procedure, a practice designed to systematically quiet your physical ego, bypass the analytical gatekeeper of your conscious mind, and anchor your target intentions directly into the scalar matrix of the universe. The first phase of this process belongs to the vector of 3, the theta spark. The number 3 represents the original triad of creation: thought, emotion, and intentional volition. It is the initial electrical spark that thrusts non-physical consciousness into the illusion of form. To activate the vector of 3, you must utilize the precise psychological window that occurs immediately upon waking in the early morning. The moment your eyes open, before you touch a phone, before you speak a single word, and before your physical ego fully boot up its daily conditioning, your mind hovers in a hyperreceptive theta brainwave state. In this state, the dense veil between your conscious mind and the universal quantum field is exceptionally thin. Formulate your absolute target reality into a concise, 3-word present tense command. Do not use vague, needy language like "I want" or "I will try to be." State it as an undeniable, current fact. Command phrases such as "absolute freedom now," "perfect physical vitality," or "unlimited creative power." The second phase belongs to the vector of 6, the magnetic polarity bridge. The number 6 represents dynamic stabilization, magnetic gravity, and the bridge connecting invisible spiritual energy to dense physical matter. At midday, when your mind is deeply immersed in the dense, chaotic noise of the physical world, you must intentionally pause and pull your awareness out of the simulation. Retrieve your 3-word command. Reread it, and write it down 6 times in succession. During each individual repetition, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and hold the vivid emotional and physical sensation of that target reality for 6 full seconds. Visualize the target coordinate not as something far off in the future, but as a current, living reality existing right behind the physical veil. Feel the profound sense of relief, the calm certainty, and the complete absence of fear or doubt. By repeating this 6 times for 6 seconds each, you are building a powerful magnetic attractor field, an energetic bridge pulling your localized consciousness out of the lower physical loop and anchoring it to the higher frequency coordinate. The final, most vital phase belongs to the vector of 9, the singularity lock. The number 9 represents total integration, absolute completion, the collapse of the quantum wave function, and the unmoving singularity of the cosmic origin point. At night, lying in your bed in total darkness, right at the fragile edge where waking consciousness dissolves into sleep, you enter the final execution state. Write your 3-word command down 9 times. Then, set the notebook aside, close your eyes, and sink deep into the darkness behind your eyelids. Hold the visceral, unquestioned feeling of total, absolute completion for 9 continuous seconds. Do not visualize the steps of how or when your reality will shift. The moment you worry about the physical mechanism, you drag your intention back down into the lower physical loop of cause and effect. You must hand the calculation over entirely to the unmoving center axis, the non-physical 9 vector. Feel the absolute certainty that the command has been written into the cosmic source code, and immediately drop into deep sleep. As you sleep, your subconscious operating system will process the recalibration, aligning your localized electromagnetic field with the newly programmed reality coordinate. The universal recalibration. The world you inhabit when you open your eyes every morning is not a collection of random, chaotic accidents. It is a dynamic, living, mathematical organism, a vast holographic simulation operating on an infinite loop of frequency, resonance, and geometry. Nikola Tesla spent his entire life attempting to tear back the veil of physical ignorance, desperately trying to show humanity that we are not helpless biological accidents trapped in a harsh, decaying world. We are immortal, non-physical focal points of consciousness trapped inside a low-frequency holographic cage, blind to the invisible energetic levers that control the matrix. By intentionally aligning your morning thoughts, your midday emotional states, and your evening sleep transitions with the sacred numerical matrix of 3, 6, and 9, you stop acting as a passive, suffering pawn inside the simulation. You reclaim your birthright as a master programmer of reality. If this video opened your eyes, shattered your perception of reality, and helped you glimpse the hidden mathematical architecture of the cosmos, hit the like button and subscribe to Lumen Spiritus for more deep dive visual essays on suppressed science, esoteric mysteries, and Gnostic philosophy. You can also directly support our independent research and help us continue producing high-quality, uncensored content by donating through the PayPal link provided in the description below. Before you step back into the noise of your daily routine, stop for a single moment and look at the world around you with fresh eyes. Look at the spirals in nature, feel the rhythmic electrical pulse within your own chest, and sense the invisible scalar ocean vibrating through the very air you breathe. Now that you have seen the machine behind the curtain, now that you hold the code, will you ever look at reality the same way again?